Shame, drudgery, and broken dreams. It is still a beautiful world. Strive to be happy. A delightful day to each and every one of us. School closures across 188 countries. 1.2 billion children are taken out from school. 1 billion children are at risk of falling below the minimum proficiency level in reading. Those figures, as reported by UNICEF, showed how COVID-19 pandemic affected the educational system worldwide. UNICEF further predicted that over 100 more million learners will fall behind if the government will not adopt and implement a new normal education policy. Prior to this pandemic, the education sector in the Philippines had been dogged with controversies and the quality of education provided questioned. In a comparison studies conducted by the Program for International Students Assessment or the PISA amongst learners from 79 countries, Philippines was the lowest in reading comprehension. With learners lacking basic skill under normal delivery, how much more can we expect in an extraordinary circumstance? COVID-19 pandemic affected all sectors of society. And although the effect is worst in education sector, let us all remember that this is first and foremost a health crisis. Community quarantines and lockdowns resulting to closing of schools are hard decisions, but necessary. Yes, going to school is still the best public policy tool available to raise skills, but in a time where lives are at stake, drastic measures must be adopted to ensure that learning remains continual while our lives are protected. In all fairness and respect to the Philippine government through the DepEd, it has immediately implemented an adaptive learning method that allows the students to continue their studies at home while the pandemic is still ongoing across the country. This new approach to learning under the new normal refers to a learning delivery modality where learning takes place between the teacher and the learners who are geographically remote from each other during instruction. However, the sudden shift of the teaching delivery in schools to modular distance learning is untested and unprecedented for the affected cohorts. The effectives of the distance learning program rely heavily on technologies such as the internet, TV, and radio. In a poor country like the Philippines, where majority of households in rural areas has no access or cannot be reached by remote learning policies, this would be very challenging. Kudos to the teachers who had once again proven the resiliency of Filipinos and dedication to ensure that all learners have access to materials and support. COVID ka lang, teachers kami, is what they say whilst walking for hours, crossing a river, distributing and retrieving labs or modules from "Good morning, teacher," "Good morning, classmates," to "Anak, mag-module ka na." This new normal learning compelled the parents to step up, assuming the role of the teachers at home by assisting their children in reading, writing, and answering the printed materials. The eagerness of the school children and the support of the family, teachers, and community is a proof that no virus could kill the power of bridging literacy gaps and strengthening reading proficiency. What can be done to mitigate the negative impacts of the pandemic and to sustain the delivery of quality instructions to every school in the country? I understand that we are treading on an uncharted territory and we have done so much to negate the effects of the pandemic, but in my opinion, there is still so much to be done. I could only hope that our every educational leader evaluates the unique challenges due to the pandemic and carefully evaluates the plans and procedures as we embrace learning in the new normal. It is evident that everyone is walking on a road not taken yet, and the struggles to effective reading continue to rise during COVID-19's worst coronation. Now, what are the barriers to effective reading among learners across all levels? Struggles to effective reading include articulating the words and sentences loudly or clearly, lack of engrossment, lack of self-boost, lack of linguistic competence, and issues with decoding. It is vital, especially to children, simply because they put sounds into letters in order to sound out a reading language. By simply reading every day, it can serve as an agent of enhancement and breakthrough to the six elements of reading, such as the oral language, phonological awareness, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. This must be prioritized simply because basic quality education cannot be achieved if children are not qualified with a fundamental reading skill. Indeed, reading plays a crucial role in achieving basic quality education. There is no insurmountable catastrophe when we pursue for reading within the family, community, and country. Thus, anchoring on the initiative, Bawat Bata Bumabasa sa Kabila ng Hamon.
Thank you and congratulations, Glenn Ernel Lura, the best student orator of the division. Truly, this celebration is a manifestation of SDO strategy to have literacy and reading in our students.